Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our session. My name is Vitaly Ryzhkov, and I am with my colleague Shauki Musalam. We both work in the new business development department in Palatis Scaffolding Service Company. Today, we would like to present a study, Added Value Localization Maximization Initiatives for Scaffolding Operation at Mozambique LNG Project. We suggest that our workshop will be in the format of a presentation, which will last for about 20-25 minutes. Please share any questions or comments you may have in the chat box, and we will be happy to answer some of them after our slides are over. My colleague Shauki will now give a brief outlook about the scaffolding operation at Mozambique LNG project and initiatives that we have developed in tie with it.
Thank you, Vitaly. Welcome everybody to our workshop. We would like to give a small synopsis about a case study that we made regarding the scaffolding operations at the Mozambique LNG project. And it will show our vision of the possible challenges that will be present there. And it will show the opportunities for maximized added value that could be brought out from this project. As we can see on this slide, and as we have mentioned in the roundtable session earlier in the morning, our estimate of the scaffolding operations at the Mozambique LNG project will be around 2 to 3 million man-hours of scaffolding works, and it will be employing around 500 employees at peak times. So the main areas for scaffolding works will be the LNG trains. This will be the most time-consuming, as well as some other sectors such as the reservoirs, pipelines, facilities, support facilities, etc. So this is a tentative schedule of how we see the workforce being employed on the project. We see that the peak of requirement will start to arise at about Q1, Q2 of 2022, and it will last for about 1 year throughout Q3 of 2023. So if you will excuse me just for a second. Yes, so as I mentioned, this is the time frame that we see for scaffolding operation works, and this is the number of employees that will be tentatively engaged in fulfilling this project. And there will be also, additionally to the scaffolders, there will be around 10 to 15% of engineering and support staff engaged in the project, which you can see outlined in the lighter blue color. So this is a certain challenge given the realities of the size of this project, its complexity, and given the realities of the level of industrialization in the region and in the country. And providing and creating and maintaining such a workforce is actually a challenge even in developed countries, developed industrial countries, in the oil and gas sector. And at the same time, we see that there are opportunities that present and that can be unlocked. So we see requirement to maximize the local content. We see digitalization requirements brought up not only by the global trends, but by the COVID-19, since many operations and businesses are looking to minimize the contact of people. And there is also a requirement to maximize the inclusion of women. We are aware of the many initiatives taking place today in Mozambique. They are fantastic initiatives. And at the same time, we are providing our vision of how we could fit into this picture and provide our expertise and added value to these operations. So to briefly outline the initiatives that are presented here today, most of these initiatives, probably all of them, are based on our own growth story and operations experience. So we think there are 4 main sectors to focus on. their local operations with direct foreign investments, and the value this can bring into the Mozambique market is firstly bringing the management and technical know-how to the local partner. If we were talking about creating a joint venture with a local company and putting the expertise that we have, and it will certainly be a learning point, a good learning point for the local partner and the staff that will be employed there. The second value in this point is that it could help overcome difficulties with access to finance, since we will be definitely making direct foreign investment into the market, and probably this will be also an important factor. The second value that initiative that we have is the recruitment and training for women. So in Polati, despite of us being engaged in the construction sector, which is more a job for men, we have quite a big percentage of women employed. We have around 30% of our support and engineering staff from women. And this is an important thing for us, and we look to bring this experience to the markets that we are engaged in abroad, including Mozambique. So then the next initiative that we have is creating abroad scholarships. We are also aware that there is a number of scholarship opportunities that are being presented by Total and other stakeholders in the market. So there is, for example, Total has recently announced that they have sent over 1,400 abroad scholarships since 2004 in their foreign operations. And recently they announced the launching of the online learning project Mosaic, which is a fantastic opportunity. So we, as a company engaged in projects similar to the Mozambique LNG project in Russia, have also quite a unique opportunity to provide a platform to train engineers and engineering staff from Mozambique and provide to them on-hands experience and exposure to projects being implicated in Russia. And the final initiatives that we're speaking about, and perhaps it is the cornerstone and the most important initiative, is creating the training center for scaffolding operations in Mozambique. So why is it important to create a dedicated training center? Is because the scaffolding works are very high risk. They require a very strong training, including practical training, because you have on the risk factor that you have people working at heights and providing access solutions for workers to be performing work on heights. And any accident can be really, really impactful in terms of injuries, fatalities, in terms of loss of the project being delayed from schedule, and also in terms of impact on stakeholders' image and reputation. So it is very important for the scaffolding operations to be provided safely. It is very important to give the proper training for the scaffolders, employees, to perform their job most efficiently. And this is why it's important to establish a local training center. So Vitaly has an announcement here to make about a poll that we're interested to make.
Yes, dear colleagues, there were our 4 initiatives, and now we are glad to announce the competition. Please think about the most interesting and realistic idea relevant to construction contractors due to local content topic. Send it to our email box, localcontent@polati.ru, till the end of 23rd March your time. Also, of the best initiative will be honored with special prize from our company. The winner will be announced. At 25th March in Polati LinkedIn profile. Follow it and stay on top. The next topic is our cases, and the first project I would like to give you some information is the Yamal LNG case, the Yamal LNG project. It provides for the construction of an LNG plant with a capacity of 16.5 MTPA on the resource base of Yuzhno-Tambeysk gas field in Russia. It was launched in 2013 in a partnership between major stakeholders Novatek and Total. The project is considered to be one of the largest and the most complex LNG projects in the world. It is located above the polar circle in a remote region that is frozen for 7 to 9 months a year, and where winter temperatures can drop as low as minus 50 degrees below zero. Since entering the project in 2017, we have gained trust of all the 4 contractors on site, and to date have performed about 2 million safe man-hours of scaffolding installation works performed, which is about 50% of the total volume. At Zimal LNG plant, Polati installs all the scaffolding used in plant construction and commissioning and startup. About 90% of all scaffolding is suspended structure, and each requires a unique approach and a highly qualified installer. Performing a full range of construction and installation works, structural steel erection, 3D joint tightening, process pipelines, welding, painting, cable mounting, coating, and fire-stop services, Polati ensures a fast and safe scaffolding installation to meet each customer's needs. Work at the site is complicated by strong wind and snowfall. Despite this, Polati has been performing all the tasks quickly and efficiently. The next project I would like to say is Arctic LNG, is another project located above the Arctic Circle. The project also has a 10% stake owned by Total and is being executed by Saipem in a joint venture with Renaissance Heavy Industries company. Polati is also a major subcontractor for scaffolding services, works here and employs more than 450 scaffolders and engineering staff on this project at peak. So, delivery of works on such a challenging scale is impossible without the human resource. A key element to the success of Polati in gaining trust of major contractors has always been in the focus of providing training. We have been the first in Russia to invest in creating constant training center for scaffolding works and develop the best programs. We are also currently expecting to be awarded the CISRS license, which will position us to a global pioneering position. We would like to demonstrate a short video about our training facilities for a better understanding about the activity plant in Mozambique. Colleagues? Liz?
Hi Natalie.
Yes.
Great stuff.
In 2017, Polati opened Russia's first world-class training center for specialists in scaffolding installation. The training program is based on the teaching of professional skills for the safe and fast installation of scaffolding, thus ensuring high efficiency. Candidates pass 5 stages of strict selection: a security check, physical fitness tests, medical commission, theory tests, and practical tasks related to the installation and dismantling of scaffolding. A greening out of students with low results takes place. For the first time in the world, students can practice building scaffolding on a baby scaff training model, a smaller replica of real scaffolding. This design has the same properties as an actual metal scaffolding structure and allows you to clearly understand the loss of stability inherent to racks, trusses, diagonals, and the entire structure. The practical training program is conducted at a specially equipped training ground and includes installing bridge structures, bypassing obstacles, pipes, beams, columns, installation of structures or inclined surfaces, facade, circular, and suspended scaffolding. The practical tasks addressed during the training course are close in nature to those that future installers will tackle on real construction sites. World-class professional scaffolding, tools, and equipment from the world's leading manufacturers manufacturers are used for practical training. The training is conducted according to Russian and international standards, including the British Standard for Pipe and Clamp Scaffolding, TG 2013. Instructor teachers have real experience working on industrial construction projects. After passing final certification, graduates receive a personal certificate and an authentic set of documents. The documents confer the right to perform work at the height and installation of scaffolding typical on civil and industrial construction sites. Every year, the training center produces more than 4,000 first-class specialists. Branches of Palati training centers are opening in different regions of Russia. They are already open in the Moscow regions, the Urals, and the Far East. Palati training centers. Full professional training.
This was a video about our training facilities that we operate in Russia. And as we have mentioned that we look at these training centers as a important element of our foreign operations, because performing the scaffolding works at the required level of safety and efficiency is very difficult to achieve without operating such a training center. And another thing that is important also for us, and that we think is an important aspect to evaluate when doing operations abroad, is the on-site motivation programs for employees. So in our operations currently in Russia and some of the countries that we're expanding on in the abroad, we have very strong motivational programs. We design the relevant programs to help engage the employees, raise performance, and attain the best talents. So we pay special attention to safety and effectiveness, and we give certificates of good performance to the employees present on site. I want to mention that we operate a very large workforce on our projects, and also we get regularly, frequently awards from the contractors and the project stakeholders that we are performing works on. Additionally, we organize other types of activities to keep the employees engaged and highly motivated to work. Another thing that we have spoken about is the inclusion of women. So you could see photos of some of our employees on site. And as I mentioned, we have 30% of employees in administrative and support functions jobs who are women. And this is an important initiatives that we are focusing on in our abroad operations also. The next thing probably is the digital innovation tools and the digitalization. So on the screen, you can see 3 of the tools that we are working with. We have already developed and launched for beta testing a mobile application. The screenshots that you could see are actual. The apps available on Google Play and App Store to download. Our employees have access to it now, and we are testing it, and we will be putting it in full operation shortly. And this app, as well as the online portal that we also have already running, they actually provide very strong added value. For example, they help us put some documents works online without the need for human interaction. So this is very relevant in the time of the COVID-19. And another thing is that you could enhance the monitoring of the project performance. So we have, for example, one tool is the scaffolders on site can give rating and feedback about their project supervisors. So we gather a large quantitative data, and it will help us to form an objective picture about how is the project being managed, because this is actually a very, very responsible issue. The other thing that we are currently, it's in a concept stage, and it's going to be launched to developing soon. And this is going to be a totally innovative tool globally. We are not aware of someone who has done it already in scaffolding operations. It will be the smart tracker. It will be a tracker that we will be providing our employees on sites with. So this tracker will be helping us to perform two very important functions. The first function is to monitor the safety of the employee. We will be seeing how the speed at which he is moving. We will be able to detect if there is any fall from height. We will be able to see his pulse and other parameters. And another thing, it will help us to evaluate the performance of scaffolding teams on sites, because we will have strong data about the activity on project on site, how fast is the work going on, if there is any delays, etc., if there is any room for improvement. So these are the tools that we are developing, and we definitely are looking to testing it on our abroad operations and locations. Vitaly?
So dear colleagues, we have talked enough about our company, and today you could see some key figures that represent Palati nowadays. So today we have more than 3,000 employees working in new construction shutdown projects, not only in oil and gas, but also in power engineering, pulp and paper, chemical, metallurgy, shipbuilding, civil construction. Despite the pandemic in 2020, we reached a record number of safe and productive man-hours, more than 4.2 million man-hours per year. Today, we have more than 20 active ongoing projects covering all regions across Russia and abroad. 3 training centers with a capacity of 4,000 scaffolders annually helps us to deal with the most ambitious projects.